Lights East title in 2007 has been a contrast in styles. Suzuki's Ryan Dungey has been equal parts spectacular and disappointing. Pro Circuit Kawasaki's Darcy Lange has been the surprise of the series. Despite his 2 podiums, the 3-time Arena Cross champ has yet to win in the stadiums. Teammate Ben Townley has 2 victories, but a 22nd place finish in the Atlanta opener has a New Zealander 10 points off the pace set by the consistent Ryan Morris. The Yamaha star heads into the final 2 races in control and in the lead in one of the more memorable lights battles in history. Round 6 of the East Coast Supercross Lights is next on Speed. Supercross Lights East Coast Series is in the Lone Star State for the penultimate round of what has been a hotly contested championship fight. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen alongside former Supercross Series champion Jeff Emig, and we've talked about at the beginning of each and every show so far this year how wide open this championship is. And Jeff, is it still coming into this next to last round?
Well, I think it's wide open. We have 3 riders that have a chance to win the championship, but we've got upwards of 8 riders that can actually win a main event. We've had 3 winners in 5 rounds, but I think we're going to have somebody else win here in these next couple of rounds. Pro Circuit guys, Darcy Lange, Ben Townley, are definitely some favorites because they need to take points away from Ryan Morris to get close to that championship, and they only got 2 more chances to do that.
Well, consistency has paid off for Ryan Morris. Take a look at the points. He hasn't won a race yet, but he's got a 10-point lead over Townley. 12 points back is Darcy Lange. So what is Ryan Morris going to have to do to hang on and win this title? We asked him earlier today.
Well, we haven't really talked about too much. I'm just going to go race by race like I've been doing here every weekend and just go out there, try to get good starts and run with those guys. We haven't discussed team tactics or anything. I mean, if you're going to win a championship, I don't think you need to win it that way. I think you should do it by yourself, so that's the plan.
Well, as we said, Ryan Morris hasn't won a race, but the consistency is getting him closer to the title. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think Ryan has been awesome this year. Consistent, fast. Indianapolis last week, he picked off like 3 riders in the last 2 laps to gain some of those valuable championship points. But I know that he wants to win one of these races. The ultimate goal is winning the championship, but winning that race is really going to validate it. And he's got a great opportunity here tonight in Texas if he does that to extend his points lead and have a comfortable points lead for that final race. And that's what you always want going into the championship.
Well, the Monster Pro Circuit Energy team is right on his heels in the championship. And earlier today in a Progressive Direct pre-race report, our Aaron Bates caught up with him.
Well, with all the excitement that's taken place on the Supercross Lights East Coast Series, it's safe to say that if you blink, you're going to miss some sort of action. And 2 guys that have experienced some ultimate highs and ultimate lows are these 2 gentlemen, the Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki team, Darcy Lange and Ben Townley. Ben, we'll start with you. You started off the season with a DNF, but you've also received 2 victories and a podium finish. Did you expect to be in the championship hunt at this point in the season?
Yeah. After Atlanta, I definitely didn't look at the championship, but the last few races would sort of come around, and after those 2 wins, you know, it's definitely put me back in the championship race. And last weekend was good. I'm looking to do that again this weekend and hopefully take some more points away. So we'll just have to ride a solid race and hope we can get some.
Ben Townley still considering himself learning Supercross, but this guy here, Darcy Lange, you've kind of had some massive crashes already this season, but you're yet to take that first win. What would taking that first win mean to you tonight?
I'd be awesome. You know, it's been something I've been working for my whole life, and, you know, given this opportunity with the Monster Energy Pro Circuit team has been awesome. You know, I've had a couple close races and almost got up there, but, you know, I've been struggling with starts, so we're going to go back and, you know, went back the last couple weeks, did starts. Last weekend had decent starts, just got caught up in a misfortunate accident, and, you know, this week went back, did some more, and hopefully we can get a whole shot there tonight.
Darcy, a hard charge, hoping to limit the amount of mistake. Both of these guys great in the mud, both of them doing a little bit of a rain dance, hoping that we will get some showers here tonight.
Just a week ago in Indianapolis, it was a big night of racing with big crashes and a big win for Ryan Dungey. Stay with us. He won from Texas. Coming up. We're in Irving, Texas, just outside of downtown Dallas. get a good look at the racetrack here inside Texas Stadium. Jeff, let's take a look at the unique layout here this week.
All right, well, let's take a look at this. What is interesting about this week here in Dallas is that the rain came down in biblical proportions on Friday evening, so it made quite a bit of ruts. As you can see right here, track was pretty wet all throughout practice. A couple of lines worked in, but you can see just how muddy it was. And should be great here. You can see one of these lines came in, pushed wide, a little bit of concrete pushing through. Track's gonna change all night long.
Let's head down to the racetrack. Here's Aaron Bates with Progressive Direct pre-race report.
Texas' very own Tommy Hahn racing in front of his hometown crowd this weekend. He had actually spent $700 out of his own pocket to purchase some tickets for all of his family and friends that are here tonight. The last couple of weekends, he said, you know, he's really started to get together. He rode the best he had rode last weekend, other than that first turn pileup. And I asked him if he felt as though he was at a hometown advantage this weekend. He said, Aaron, we're all out here racing on the same track tonight. It's all about who shows up prepared.
Well, let's prepare by showing you our up close. We're going to take 9 out of each of our 2 heats, straight to the main. The rest will go to last chance qualifier. These will be 6-lap races. And here is your Dunlop starting grid for heat number 1. Ben Townley, a 2-race winner already this year. Darcy Lange has been so close. Brandon Jessman stood on that top step.
Yeah, there's been a lot of great riders this year, a lot of talent in this East Light Series, and I think tonight might be the night for a new main event winner. We'll just have to wait and see.
There's our 30-second girl. She's going to hold that card up over her head. Eventually, she'll turn it sideways and head for the tough blocks. After she's done that, they'll drop the gate anytime thereafter, and we'll be underway. Go a handful of riders. Townley got through. Alessi fighting his way through. That would be Jeff Alessi on the 801.
And I'm pretty sure that that was Mike Alessi, was on the inside in the first turn. First turn is so slippery wet here. They bladed off with the tractors, so that was the first time through. Those guys were upwards of 4th or 5th gear down there. Some of them didn't make it through so clean.
Here comes Townley on the 101. He's got Darcy Lange right behind him, and that's Canary on the 54. Bobby Canary's had a pretty good season so far on that 54, too. He's been up in the mix quite a bit.
Little bit up and down, but has really shown a lot of speed this season. A lot of these 2 guys here have been on fire all season. The 101 of Townley winning a couple races. Lange has been pretty consistent. And you see these guys just tiptoeing around that first turn area. Very deceiving, but these guys know that there's a lot of moisture down there and it's still not dried up. Other parts of the track are pretty good, but that first turn area is one of the worst and slipperiest conditions that we have.
And this is not the fight for the lead. This is a fight for second place that we're watching. Let's go back and take a look at the replay here, Jeff, of the start.
Well, you can see Alessi right here on the inside. He's trying to get on the brakes. Just dominoes. Takes 1, 2, 3, close to 6 or 7 riders with him, and he almost had the whole shot. Even had a guy up top here sliding wide, going through the tough blocks.
Our race leader is the 157 of Sean Hackley from Ovilla, Texas. And he's trying to hang on to this lead.
Well, Hackley, pretty talented rider. He actually was the recipient of the Toyota Moving Forward ride this year from the TMX program. Right now, he's making the best of it, and he's got some pretty fast guys right on his heels.
Saw one of the factory guys come running across the track. He was a little too close for comfort, I'm sure. So Townley and Lange have caught up to Hackley now. How long can Sean hold him off?
And the interesting dynamic that we have here is that the 101 and the 105 are both teammates, but they're both within 10 and 12 points to the championship lead. So it's getting down to it now where team tactics aren't even going to play. We're both going to race each other clean, but we want to do the best we can because both of them won the championship.
Hackley on the Moto World Racing Yamaha sees Townley come inside. He's got him.
That was a great move by Townley to set that up last lap. Definitely got the drive there, and you see Lange getting by Hackley also. Hackley, a rookie, I'm sure it feels great to be up there riding with these guys. Probably has a lot of respect for these riders. Knows that if he can get in their groove, follow behind them, pick up his pace a little bit.
If you're new to the sport, the names in green scrolling across the top of your screen are the riders who hold the 9 transfer positions straight to the main, including Zach Osborne on that 168 in 9th. Billy Laninovich on the 50 in 10th is the first rider who will be looking at a trip to the last chance qualifier. That's a tough break for Laninovich at this point, Jeff.
Definitely is. Never like to go through the LCQ when the track
Townley's off! Jeff, he got way wide and jumped right off the racetrack.
And he is very fortunate to keep it on 2 wheels, because during track walk earlier today, I was really checking out the sides of the track. Not a lot of runoff, and this Texas clay, there's a lot of boulders, a lot of stuff out there. It's not real smooth, so hit one of those slippery spots I was talking about. That's close to the first turn area.
Let's go back and show you what happened to Townley now.
See Townley here heading for the triple. You can tell he knew right away that he was going to jump off to the left. And how fortunate to just slide right between those 2 tough blocks.
And you can see how muddy it is in between the tough blocks, how much dirt and clay is just packed in there. Could easily have taken you down and out of the race and sent him to the last chance qualifier.
And it's funny how when you're a championship contender, sometimes you just get a little bit lucky, and this might be one of those things, one of those lucky breaks that he had, potential on the way to the East Coast Championship.
There goes the 176 as the checkers fly. Lange, Hackley, Townley's going to make it. Lange is going to get the win as the rest of the field comes across with Zach Osborne getting the final transfer out of Heat 1. What should be a crazy night is underway here on Speed. We'd have a pretty wild race tonight. Take a look at what happened in the middle of heat number 1. Watch the right of your screen. There's all kinds of obstacles out there tonight. That could have been close as that Honda mechanic came running across the track. And Jeff, Townley had some problems too on the 101.
Yeah, right there. He knew right when he took off on that triple that he jumped too far to the left, slides out, just stands it up.
Here's a look at the unofficial results from heat number 1. Everybody from Darcy Lange on down to Zach Osborne just above that yellow line are going to the main event. Billy Laninovich will lead the rest of the field to the LCQ. Here's Darcy Lange with Aaron.
Guys, some wild riding taking place out there in the heat race, but Darcy Lange, you managed to make it out on top. How are the conditions out there? Because obviously with the amount of mud that you're wearing, it's a lot easier from the looks of it than it actually is.
Yeah, you know, I got a good jump out of the gate and got into the first turn, and you know, there was all mud down there, and a couple guys spun out, and you know, I moved into third pretty quick and just you know, plugged away, and Ben made a mistake over the triple and got by him there and just went on to win. I want to thank Monster Energy, Pro Circuit Parts Unlimited, Thor, Kawasaki, Maxima, Bridgestone, Scott Vans, KMC, Amp Mobile, everyone for helping me out, and you know, I'm just pumped to be back up here. You know, had a bunch of these heat race wins. I'm ready for a main win.
He most definitely is. Darcy Lange picking up that heat race win, looking for that first victory tonight. Your winner, heat number 1.
Do you live and breathe motorcycle racing? Now you can get the latest race results and news right on your phone with weekly Green Alerts from Speed. Text KX to Green Alerts, presented by Kawasaki. That crazy camera shot is coming to you from our points leader, Ryan Morris, carrying our onboard camera for us tonight. He's in the gate for heat number 2. They show you our up close for heat number 2. There's Ryan on the 116. You can see the camera on top of his helmet. Once again, 9 riders will transfer from here to the main, everybody else to the last chance qualifier, and we'll run another 6 laps. Here's your Dunlop starting grid for heat number 2. Justin Brayton in this one, Jeff, and he's been pretty strong today.
He was very impressive in practice. I think this is the first time that he's been the top fastest qualifier. Look for something great out of him here tonight.
Well, there's some other names to keep an eye on, including the 62 of Ryan Dungey, who is last week's winner and the winner in Atlanta at the beginning of the East Coast Swing. There's Ryan on that yellow Makita Suzuki in the red riding gear. 9th in the points, but what could have been. tires down. Again, turn one tricky. Looks like, was that Brock Tickle coming out maybe with the lead on 75? Gerke's in there.
That's Hibbert.
Tucker Hibbert on the 76.
And our points leader had the whole shot, went a little bit wide. Nice start here in this heat race. Only 2 races left. Got a pretty good points lead. But he looked pretty good today in practice. But he didn't look good until the end of practice. I think he was being a little bit conservative, but getting a good start here in the heat race is definitely what you want to do when you're the points leader.
Flying through the air with Dungey right behind him, and we say what could have been for Ryan Dungey. Boy, Jeff, he came out of the gates with that first win in Atlanta, looked so strong, and really had a string of incredibly bad luck.
Well, bad luck is just how you chalk it up. I mean, you know, a couple of those bad finishes and DNFs that he had weren't even his fault. There's just no way to explain that, you know. But he's came back, rebounded with a win, and the guy's pretty much the fastest rider each and every week. He looks great on the bike too. I love his style. Always in control.
Dungey on the 62, the red riding gear, the Makita Suzuki rider, chasing the points leader on the 116, Ryan Morris.
And Morris has just had such an awesome year this year. And I mean, his riding has pretty much been flawless. His starts haven't been so good. We've had to see him week in, week out ride from the back of the pack in the main event up into the top 5. But, you know, I think he feels the pressure that he wants to get a win. And
well, you can see the mud already caking up on the helmet just in front of our camera as Dungey goes by for second place.
One thing to remember about this Texas clay here is that once it gets on the top of your visor and on your bike and all that, it has so much weight to it. So it weighs down your helmet, makes your neck a little more tired, get a lot of mud around the foot peg area on the front of the fork legs. It actually weights the bike down, changes how the suspension works. And I know in my day, we would actually change the bike for that. We would anticipate the bike getting heavier as the race went on, so we would firm up the suspension a little bit.
Aaron Ryan Morris doing his best to make himself an easy trip to the main event tonight with a third-place run right now.
Well, I'll tell you this much, Ralph. Ryan Morris is probably one of the smartest racers out on the track. In fact, he's even said to me that he's trying to stay smart and just ride a race where he's not throwing it out on the edge. I asked him earlier what was going to mean more to him to actually pick up a win this season or if he was solely concentrating on the championship. He said, to be honest, a win doesn't matter at this point, and he's solely focusing on that championship, which is just 2 rounds away.
Yeah, it's exactly his feelings on this thing, Jeff. And, you know, when I was chatting with him earlier today, he's so relaxed. As we watched Tucker Hibbert, our race leader on the 76, he said, you know, really, there doesn't seem to be much pressure on me because things are so farther along than any of my people expect me to be at this point in time that even if I end up second or third in the championship standings at the end of this deal, it's still been the greatest season of my career. It's almost a no-lose situation for him and everything to gain.
Yeah, that is true. Hibbert here having one of his best races ever. Getting a great start. He's got a winner, the points leader, behind him, and he's got 2 or 3 second lead. That's been a pretty awesome heat race here for him, and looks pretty smooth and comfortable up there in front.
He's had a pretty good showing on a few rounds. Hibbert on the Monster Energy Motor City Power Sports Yamaha is really had a couple of good runs here in the East Coast Series.
Well, he's no stranger to being a leader of a race. You know, races a bunch of snowcross also, and you know, it's similar. You got that same racer mentality, and he's having a great ride here. This is definitely the best that I've ever seen him ride. And he looks totally comfortable right now. It doesn't look like he's riding beyond him, like he's getting nervous being out front. So
he has not won a heat race so far this year, but he has won a last chance qualifier. And he does have a top 10 this season. So this will be Tucker Hibbert's first heat win. If he can hang on for one more corner, and he does, Tucker Hibbert gets his first heat win of 2007 as he takes heat number 2. Dungey, Gerke, they'll go second and third. You right across the line in fourth with Ryan Morris. Hibbert celebrates. We go to commercial. We'll be right back to Texas Stadium after these words. Here's a look at downtown Dallas. We are just west of Big D in Irving, home of the Dallas Cowboys, Texas Stadium. We just wrapped up heat number 2. Tucker Hibbert took his first win in a heat race in 2007. Corey Green will be the last rider of the top 9 going on to the main. William Browning will head to the last chance qualifier with everybody else. And we head to the top of the victory podium with Aaron.
Tucker Hibbert was hoping to transfer that relaxed feeling from snowcross over to motocross. Seemed to have worked for you tonight. Do these conditions help you out, Tucker?
You know, I just went out there. I got a great start. My Motor City Power Sports Monster Energy Yamaha just ripped out of the gate, and my mechanic told me just go in there with your elbows up. It's going to be slippery and it's going to be gnarly. So I just went in there and I wanted that whole shot real bad, and it worked out for the best, man. I'm real pumped right now.
Tucker Hibbert started his own team this year, and it's working for him so far.
Did you miss any AMA racing action? Want to relive the excitement? Watch all the 2007 AMA Supercross and Superbike events on Speed, on demand online. And it's all free, courtesy of Yamaha. So log on now to speedtv.com, keyword Yamaha, and get up to speed. Hey Jeff, how would you ride that hairdo?
Well, this one I would actually triple here, triple that one, and triple out. That would be the fastest way through that hairdo.
That's beautiful. Nicely done. Here's our Dunlop up close. 22 riders, 4 laps. The top 4 transfer out of the main. Now let's show you the highlights from the last chance qualifier. Boy, everybody fighting their way out of that first turn. It looked like Laninovich was going to get a great start, but it didn't work in turn number 1. Instead, it's Brock Tickle out front.
And Tickle, this guy's been awesome this year. He's had some really good rides. Pretty surprising to see him in this LCQ. More than likely got gathered up in that first turn pileup.
Laninovich is in second. There's Alessi. And Alessi's really ridden good in the last few rounds too, Jeff. He struggled here today on this dirt.
Remember back at Orlando, he was the fastest rider on the track in the main event. He just rode incredible. And you notice he's not even doubling the triple. They're going single, single, single. On the first jump of the triple, there's some red flashing lights that they turn on, let you know that there's a rider down, and you are required by the AMA rule book to take them one at a time. Yeah, let's take a look at the start here in this LCQ, the lights race. See a couple guys on the inside lock bars over here. Another guys gets in there and actually they get tangled up pretty good right there. Putting it back on the truck and headed home.
Remember, only the top 4 transfer. Remember, the top 4 transfer. These 3 all looking good. The 4th rider looking like he's going to go on is Carlos Gonzalez out of Riverside, California. He's in 4th, about 9 seconds behind these guys.
Well, these guys here, they want to make sure that they get their positions in the main event. Now, with each better finishing position in the last chance qualifier here, it gives them a little better pick on the gate.
Checkered flag, Tickle, Laninovich, and Alessi all crossing the line, and we expect Gonzalez to get the final spot if he can hang on. Will he get it? No! Sewell will take him in the last corner and get the trip to the main. Travis Sewell pulls it off. Heat race is over. The last chance qualifiers in the book. Now it's time for the main event. 22 riders and 15 laps for the East Coast main when we come back to Texas on Speed. Texas, just west of downtown Dallas, and we are set for the penultimate main event of the 2007 season for the Amp Mobile Supercross Lights East Coast Series. Ralph Shaheen alongside Jeff Emick up in the booth getting ready. But before we drop the gate on the main, let's check in with Aaron Bates with more on Ryan Dungey in this Progressive Direct pre-race report.
The factory Makita Suzuki rider Ryan Dungey, the number 62, has experienced the highs and the lows that the East Coast Lights has to offer. At the beginning of the season, he was a little bit victorious, and then all of a sudden a DNF and not even able to start on some of these. Somehow, some way though, even as a rookie, has managed to keep a positive attitude throughout. We managed to catch up with him earlier and ask his thoughts on his roller coaster season.
Finally, it kind of turned around in Indy and came my way, but the whole time, you know, when it was going through the down part, you could say, it just, you know, I just had to keep my head up. It was hard, but we managed to get through it, and you know, it kind of makes me, you know, remind me of, you know, when we have down parts like that, I'm still capable of doing what I can.
There's a look at Ryan in the red riding gear, 9th in the points with 2 wins. If it wasn't for those problems early on in the season, who knows where he'd be in the point standings right now. Here's our up close for the main event. Darcy Lange won Heat 1, Tucker Hibbert, his first Heat win of the season. Heat 2, Brock Tickle took the last chance qualifier. We've got 22 riders for 15 laps in our main event. Here's our Dunlop starting grid, and boy, Jeff, it's really hard to get a handle on who might be the winner here tonight. Lange, Dungey, Hackley, Matt Gerke was a points leader at one point in the season. Ben Townley trying to rebound now from the heat problem early on. Brandon Jessamine on the 121. Jeff Alessi is going to be in here as well. Mike had trouble in his heat, but he made it in through the last chance qualifier. And there is Ryan Morris, the man in the points lead on the 116. Nice, calm, cool, collected, and ready to go. But consistency has been the key for Morris throughout the season. And Tim Ferry, Jeff, won the championship back in 1997. He never won a race. Morris trying to do the same thing.
Well, he definitely is, and I'm sure that he wants to win a race here to validate this thing, but being champion and being consistent, that's what it's all about, getting that #1 plate.
He's going to have Townley just off to his left on the 101. Zach Osborne on the 168. The Red Bull KTM, there's Townley. 2 wins this year, second in the points, only 10 behind as we get ready to drop the gate. There's Lange. Asked him earlier, is tonight the night you get that win? He said, man, I hope so. I'm so ready to stand on the top step of that podium. He's a little overdue. Here we go, main event time. Looks like Townley on the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki comes out in the lead. One rider off in between the tough blocks.
That's Lange, another Kawasaki rider in second. Remember, Townley's second point, in points. Lange is third in points. The 116 is our points leader. Buried back there just outside of the top 5.
And Dungey, last week's winner, in third. Here comes Lange in to take the lead. And here comes Dungey for second.
Pretty aggressive here on the first lap. These guys want this pretty bad. This is going to be another great main event here for this East Coast Lights event.
And it looks like Tommy Hahn may be back in 4th position on the red number 52, the Honda. It is. Remember, Lange so close to a win more than once this year. Just coming up short. Dungey had 2 wins. Townley has 2 wins.
Well, now the interesting thing here is going to be, okay, Lange setting third in points. Is he going to risk racing for the win with Dungey? You know, maybe get into some rough riding if they really start banging bars, or is he going to be a little more cautious? You know, settle back into second. I think the 105 wants a win. I think he knows that if he takes a win,
tonight that's going to take him that much closer to the points. And remember, he's 12 points behind our points leader, Ryan Morris, so he needs a win.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Jeff. I think you hit it right on the head. Morris, by the way, listed in 5th behind Tommy Hahn as they crossed over the finish line jump. And a win for Lange with his teammate Townley finishing. There's a battle between Hahn on the red 52 and our points leader Morris, the blue and white riding gear on the 116.
Well, and we sure have seen the 116 here. We've seen him have the charge from the back of the pack. Most of the season, he's kind of been in the middle area there, but he has had that ability and that drive and determination to just charge through, and he picks guys off. So right now, I think he's starting a little bit further up than what he has in most of these races.
Yeah, boy, I thought Dungey was going to make a challenge right there. Just couldn't get deep enough in that corner. He's alongside of him. Cuts to the inside, got him.
They just raced that pretty clean. I think Lange knew that he was there. He doesn't want to give up the position on a night like this with so much roost coming off the rear tire of these 4-stroke 250F machines. Getting a lot of mud on the goggles, having to pull tear off. So
that was a great move by Dungey in that last corner, wasn't he? He changed his line and pretty much took the line away from Lange just in that last corner.
Yeah, blocked the inside, definitely anticipating some sort of retaliation.
Jeff, our progressive whole shot replay.
Well, let's take a look here. The 101 on the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. It was his the whole way, all by himself.
To see this and other hole shots from throughout the season, visit holeshotheaven.com. All right, here's Lange getting around Townley for the lead. And then watch Dungey come flying through the air as well to take the lead away from Lange just a few laps later.
Right here, he just squares him up, cuts across, doesn't try to take him out or get into any of that. Just takes a nice line on the inside and gets by. And Ryan, you know, Ryan Dungey, I'm speaking of, the 62 here on the Makita Suzuki. He has been so fast this year and so confident in his riding. And, you know, I think this only being his first season, I think he's well respected by the other riders. And they know that he's going to race them clean, so they race him clean.
Aaron, as you look at the results for Dungey this year, a first and 18th, it did not start at 21st and a first last week, and another win possibly in the cards tonight. What this season could have been for Ryan Dungey.
Roller coaster season for Ryan Dungey for sure, and on a roll so far tonight in the main event. But one thing that he has been working on, and it's desperately paid off for him, is his starts. He's actually been training with Ricky Carmichael over the last couple of weeks at his house, practicing start after start after start, and as you can tell, it's paying off for him.
Well, Aaron, he's gotten a good start tonight, and he's got a lot of laps led up front. Here's our points leader now on the 116, running back in 5th, just behind Tommy Hahn. Now, here's how the points would stack up right now. Remember, when Lange was out front, he closed the gap to Morris to 3. Now dropping back to 2nd. He will pull into a tie with Townley for 2nd, but they'll be 6 behind Morris.
If they finish where they are right now in 6th, if I'm a guy that's getting 3rd, 4th, 5th every weekend, 6-point lead going into that final race is not enough. I want it to be upwards of 10.
And Jeff, there's going to be a 2-week gap before the next. Oh, look at this! Morris! Great move on Tommy Hahn to pick up some incredibly valuable points.
That is...
Oh, and Dungey with a problem. Dungey has lost the lead to Lange and Townley. So this is going to shake things up all over again.
Yeah, that definitely
Let's go back and
let's
take a look at the replay, Jeff.
Okay, we see Dungey here coming over the finish line. Nice and comfortable. Downshift a couple times. And what he actually does is that tough block there on the inside, he caught that with the right handlebar, and it actually twisted the throttle. You see him, he kind of wheelied out of the ruts.
So Dungey drops back to 3rd. Here's your leader, Ben Townley, out in front of Darcy Lange. We got half the race to go when we come back to Texas. Global AMA Supercross Lights East Coast Series, next to last round. There's going to be a 2-week break after tonight's event here in Texas Stadium before the series picks up again at Ford Field in Detroit. Ben Townley on the 101. Where will he be in the point standings if he can pick up his 3rd win of the season here tonight? Darcy Lange on the 105. His Monster Energy Pro Circuit teammate runs in 2nd. And the man that leads the points, Ryan Morris, is in 4th.
We're taking a look at Ben Townley here, number 101. The Kawasaki, former motocross world champion. You win that championship, you definitely had some mud races and you had to ride in the conditions like this, and it's definitely paying off here tonight and showing.
Well, we keep showing you this points is now graphic, and every time we do, it's changed. The way they stand right now, Townley in 2nd, 3 behind Morris. But we've got 6 laps to go in this one, so who knows how this is going to finish up. Boy, Dungey's going to be kicking himself again, isn't he?
Yeah, this is a tough one to give away when you have the lead like that. He's been pretty awesome this year. He's either finished 1st or basically out of the points. Been very hot, cold.
Right now, Morris is about 3 seconds behind Dungey, so there is a possibility that Ryan could catch him and pick up a few more of those very valuable points. There's the gap. Here he is in the blue 116.
Morris is right there. He's just 2 or 3 seconds behind 3rd, and I'm sure he's getting the pit board from his mechanic that, hey, 2nd and 3rd in points are up in the lead right now. Got to pick these guys off, and that's something that Morris has had the ability to do all season, was really charge towards the middle to the end of the race, and we'll see if he can put a charge and pick off Dungey.
Lange has had such a great season. Already won the Arena Cross Championship, Aaron.
Yeah, something that I noticed this evening for the first time I've actually ever seen him do it was Darcy Lange on the starting line. He was doing a little bit of meditation, had his eyes closed, sort of mapping everything out, planning exactly how his start's going to go. It's the first time I've seen him do this so far this season. You can tell that the pressure is definitely on his shoulders at this point.
Well, the pressure's coming from behind right now as Dungey starts to close in on him. It's about a 2-second gap, maybe a 1.5 seconds between Lange and Dungey, and then right behind them comes Morris.
Well, and right now, you know, we're so much talk about the points. Remember, Ralph, you get 25 points to win, 22 for 2nd, 20 for 3rd. So when you get, there's a 3-point gap between winning the race and getting 2nd. That 1 point sometimes becomes so valuable in a tight series like this. Townley definitely making the best of it. I really think that the winner here tonight is going to have the momentum for these 2 weeks off heading into the final race.
And Dungey, the fastest rider on the track right now, a 1/2 second faster than Townley on that last lap, and he has definitely caught Darcy Lange. And you can still see Morris in the background in that blue riding gear. He's not out of this as well. 3 to go.
Lange definitely putting in a good ride here tonight. But Townley inching away from him. 1/4 second here, 1/2 second here. It's all added up to about 2.7 seconds going across the stripe that time. Watch these guys coming down into the first turn area here. See the bike just really getting rocked around because these riders are riding with this Supercross suspension. Pretty stiff compared to a regular motocross bike, but it allows them to do these huge obstacles and go across the top of those big whoops and everything.
Dungey had made up a bunch of time, but on that last lap, he lost some. So now Lange is pulled away a little bit, and Townley had the fastest lap by a 1/10 over his teammate Lange. Here's Morris. Jeff, if he holds on to finish 4th and just takes a couple of points gap between him and Townley and Lange with a 2-week break, is he going to feel pressure, or is he going to feel relaxed heading into Detroit, you think?
I think the pressure is definitely on. You know, we talked with a couple of these guys earlier, and I am just, I really feel that, I mean, the obvious is winning the race. It just, I mean, that's how you get the maximum amount of points. And in a tight championship like this, Townley working on his 3rd win of the season, and that's what you got to do. You got to go win the races.
been a tough weekend for the Pro Circuit Kawasaki guys. There's a lot of bad weather in and around the area of Dallas, and they had trouble just getting here. Some of the team members not getting here until just today. Townley takes the win. Lange takes second. Dungey and Morris will finish third and fourth. And the championship tightens up. We'll come back to talk to the winner after this. Beginning of the show, we had no idea how this would come out, and once again, the Lights East Coast Series has lived up to another great race. Here's the results. Townley, Lange, Dungey, Morris, all the same names have been up there, but boy, they move around a bunch throughout the course of the night. You never know which one is going to end up on top till the checkered flag falls. Townley gets his third win of the year, and another opportunity to talk to Aaron about it.
Well, he did exactly what he set out to do. Ben, you said you were going to come into Dallas swinging. You did just that, closing that championships points gap. Only 3 points between you guys now. Do you feel that you did what you set out to do?
Oh, I needed it bad. You know, after last weekend, I was disappointed, and to come out here and do what it's mission accomplished. Really, it was a great race. I was a little tight in the beginning, and but once I got going and Ryan made that mistake, you know, I felt really good, and I've got to thank all the crew at Monster Energy, Pro Circuit Kawasaki. I mean, they worked so hard for me, and you know, they deserve this. You know, Pat Summerall with Thor, Jeff Fox, all the guys there, and Bridgestone, Scott, everyone that's on our team is really cool, and this one's for Mum and Dad again.
Ben Townley wrapping it up, the third victory of the season.
His only blemish really a 22nd in Atlanta, but he might be able to turn that around by the time we get to Vegas in May and celebrate with a championship. As you can see, he has closed the gap to within 3 of Ryan Morris. Darcy Lange is just 8 behind in third, and of course you're going to see all that fun in Vegas right here live on Speed, Aaron.
It was so close, you could almost taste it, Darcy. Tonight, it was all yours. What went on out there?
Yeah, you know, I got off to a wicked start. I got by Ben first lap, and just, you know, I started plugging away, and then, you know, Ryan and Ben were right there. Ryan got by me, and, you know, I tried to put my head down. He started gapping me a bit, and then he fell over, and I kind of got tied up with him, and then Ben got by me. But, you know, I can't say enough for that Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. It's been awesome all year. You know, Amp Mobile, KMC Vans, just, you know, Scott, Bridgestone, just everyone for helping me out, and my mechanic Dame is doing a great job. So, you know, I'm pumped to be back up on the podium, and, you know, the championship ain't over for any of us yet, so anything can happen, and hopefully we'll come out next weekend and, you know, get up one more spot.
We got a 2-week break coming off. The pressure is off your shoulders for right now, but Ryan, a little bit of disappointment this evening. You're in the lead there. You gave it away. It's all about all the minimal amount of mistakes, right?
Yeah, I mean, I made a mistake, and they got by me. It's my fault, but, you know, I had fun out there. It was a really good race. The track turned out great. I'm really excited about how the ruts formed and everything like that, and Ben and Darcy rode a great race.
Guys, we got 2 weeks off before this battle heats up once again before we see them next in Detroit.
Sunday on Speed, don't miss the Speed Report. Go beyond the highlights and beyond the stats. Get the why with the Speed Report. Sunday night, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, only on Speed. As we said at the beginning of the show, this Amp Mobile Supercross Lights East Coast Series Championship is wide open. All the riders get a 2-week break now before getting back together for the final round in this championship fight in Detroit, Michigan's Ford Field in 2 weeks. We'll be there. Hope you'll join us. It's going to be a great shootout to the championship. For Aaron Bates and Jeff Emick, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from Dallas.